And we're back. Well, in fact, I didn't go anywhere. And this is the next ABE reading from Tuesday, the 14th of June. It's a shorter one, but like always, condensed information. So I'll get to it. Tuesday, 14th of June, 2022. You see, and what we say here is this: do not believe all that you say. For at these times you are indeed picking up upon a myriad of energies. This is not to say you are lying to yourselves or that you are deceitful, but what is so is that many an energy is playing out now. You will, as a species, be going through a transition now, and this be on a personal and collective basis. It is important to see that what is being played out is that of stagnant energy. It has been stirred up to be allowed to move out of the human consciousness so that newer energy, more energy, is allowed to come in. Remain open, even if at times you feel like you are fighting yourselves. For when this storm has passed, it will make way for lighter energy to enter. See? It was right in the cracks that the cracks allow the light in. It is not your breaking down, it is your letting in, you see. Remember this at these times, for it isn't broken, only allowing. Allow yourselves to be and feel discomfort, for the more you claim it, the longer the transitioning into another state of being, with much continuance now. Okay, so interesting there that straight away Abe says, do not believe all that you say. And like, which is a bit of like, whoa, like I thought what I'm saying is, true or correct. But Abe is saying that at these times we are indeed picking up upon a myriad of energies. So out there's a lot of energies. There's a lot of fake news, false information, propaganda, deliberate programming. There's a lot of stuff out there, a lot of mix of energies. So we have to be aware that perhaps what we're receiving is not all true. So what we reproduce may be a combination of some of those propaganda, misinformation that has come into us. So we should be careful what we're saying and not to believe everything we say at these times. We're not being deceitful to ourselves, we're just not aware of all the energies and types of programming and conditioning and propaganda that is being pumped into us at this time. We're just not simply aware of it. Even if we think we're very astute, very perceptive, you can slip in very easily through, a television program we watch, a film maybe, even maybe a word spoken by a friend that enters. And so we have to be careful that all these energies now that we may be in this mix of deceitfulness that we're not aware of. So just like, don't take everything so seriously, I think. Because it says there's many an energy playing out now, and we have to be aware of that. We're going through a transition as a species, and this will be on a personal and collective basis, which we can see happening in the world right now. It's important to see that what is being played out is that of stagnant energy. We need to get this stagnant energy out of the system. It has been stirred up to be allowed to move out of human consciousness, so newer energy to come up. That reminds me, for example, if you have a glass of water with some sediment in, you shake the glass and the sediment rises from the bottom of the glass and kind of infuses the water and changes the color of the water. So what I get from this message is that there's been a lot of stagnant energy in the system, in the world, in the energies of the world, and that has become like sediment at the bottom of the glass, and the glass has now been shook up to allow that sediment, that stagnant energy, to come out and then flow out of the system so we can pour new water into the glass. So, we are, as they say, looking through a lens darkly. We are looking through a kind of corrupted lens because of everything's been shook up, and we should not get entangled in that and allow that shaking up to push out the stagnant energy so a new one can come in. So remain open, as we've always talked about, remain open to allow things to flow, but don't get entangled in that stagnant energy. Remain open, even if at times it feels like you're fighting yourselves. For when the storm has passed, lighter energy will enter. So, it's going to be difficult to remain open, even when it seems like we're in contestation and struggling with ourselves, but the storm will pass. And that storm, when you feel that you're in a big storm, you feel that kind of buildup of energy, that kind of dense energy. And only when the storm has passed do you feel like the air is fresher and it's not so dense. And we're in that density right now, and we know there's a storm, but we have to allow the storm to pass. And it's right to say that there are cracks everywhere. That's how the light gets in. That actually reminds me of a Leonard Cohen song, which I think is called Anthem, from the Future album. And he says there's cracks, but that's how the light gets in. It's a bit of a cliche, but it's a great song, and it's a good line. Things are cracking up because something else is coming through. And it's not our breaking down. This is a good point. Don't blame ourselves that things are breaking down, because let's see the other side of it is that what's happening is something is coming in. And just like when a seed breaks through the soil to become a plant, that soil has to be broken. Do we focus on the breakup of the soil, or do we focus on the seed breaking through? So these times aren't broken, they're allowing. That's a good flip around. Don't consider these times as broken, but times of new allowing. And allow ourselves to feel discomfort, but don't claim it. Don't, again, this is the warning against being entangled in this, in the attachment. We're going to feel discomfort, acknowledge it, okay, and put it aside, but don't claim that discomfort. Don't say, woe is me, I'm suffering. Many of us will have to suffer, but that's part of the breaking through. Acknowledge it, recognize it, place it aside. Because the more we claim it, i.e. the more we entangle with it, the longer will be our transitioning to a new state. A state of being. Important word, state of being. So the more we entangle in that, the more we claim it, the more we'll be in this transition, the longer it will take us. And so I think that's a lot of good information in quite a brief message, and I hope I've done some justice to give my and only my interpretation of that, and I will allow you your interpretation. Okay, thanks. Until next time.